You know what's funny? After all the crazy deaths that we've seen, as a player, I had to remind myself to react to a man folded in half backwards. I almost stopped to think about how I should react to that.
I know what you mean. We're supposed to be pirates, so we've seen a lot of dead bodies before.
Well, probably not one as brutally murdered as this.
Not since Daredevil Dave, anyway, but we all saw that one happen, so there was no mystery.
Why is it all the good pirates die before the game starts? Hey, I mean, you guys still had Carol until just now.
We'll miss him now that he's dead.
Right, so you've just gotten back from a successful pirate plundering, you took a hostage, Alfonso Lafons, who's now in a prison cell along with a weird, fluffy animal. And here lies your dead crewmate, Carol, who previously did 80% of the work on the ship. He's still wearing a bunch of stolen jewelry, he's got on Alfonso's ruby tiara, the emerald ivory necklace, and a small assortment of rings. Whoever killed him didn't go for the riches. That's good for us. It means that Mason and I don't have motives. We're flat broke, so if we'd have done it, we'd have robbed him.
Elvis, what happened? Did you see how Carol got killed? It looks like something smashed him.
What happened is, I ran to the bar hoping to get help because I found a dead body, but then everyone just stood around in a circle gawking at the body. Why don't you guys do anything? Brendan steps forward and says, "Not to worry, I have an idea." And he bends down and he collects the jewelry from Carol's corpse.
Hey, wait a second.
Mason, no. If we take anything, it looks like we had a motive.
I just want to say the guy's not even cold yet. Daredevil Dave got at least 6 hours before we robbed his body.
"Oh, noble Carol," Brendan begins, "struck down in ere time, the prime example thereof. How shall we miss you, oh humble Carol?"
Oh, is this the poetry guy? That sucked.
It didn't even rhyme. It's freeform poetry. The important thing is that it's beautiful. Well, a failure on all possible fronts, then. The other pirates grumble in agreement. The captain appears and pushes his way through the crowd. Massey follows shortly behind him. "Stand aside! What's going on here?" "Good Lord, what happened?" "Carol is dead, sir. And then Brendan robbed him." "Is this true? Did anyone see it happen?" "I took the jewels after Carol was found this way, sir," Brendan clarifies. "So no one saw how he did it, then? And no one robbed the body until you rubberneckers gathered around?"
Evidently, Captain Sir.
"Did something fall on him? Is there a big log or something laying around?" Everybody looks around, but it doesn't appear so. "Well, okay, let me try something. Raise your hand if you're not guilty." Raise my hand. Wait, no, put it back down. No, wait, put it back up.
Wait and see what everybody else does.
The other pirates look confused for a few seconds and then put their hands up. Leave mine down. "Lowry, is that a confession?" "No, I just don't think this is going to get any results." "Well, what do you suggest I do?" "I suggest that you assemble a team of trustworthy crew members to investigate the murder. I volunteer." I suppose it would put everyone's mind at ease if you could discern the cause of death. And how many men do you suggest I put on this case?" "I suggest 4 men, sir." "Lowry, there's only 13 people here on the island if we count Missy Prestige, which is terrible luck now that I think about it. If 4 people get assigned to the case, the odds one of them is the murderer, if indeed a murder occurred, becomes pretty good, I think." "I've heard that, sir. You know, if you have a box of 100 light bulbs and 2 are faulty, and you test 5 light bulbs, the odds become like 1 in 10 that one of those 5 light bulbs is going to be faulty." "Elvis, I have no idea what you're trying to illustrate." "That probability is confusing, sir, and we're playing with the devil's math." "All right, I follow that much. 4 people is too many. Who knows what kind of mathematical witchcraft we're dealing with?"
How about 2 people, sir?
No, 2's daft. That's a buddy cop film."
All right, then can I suggest 3 people?
Aye. 3 people does seem more reasonable. I suppose I accept Lowry because he thought of it. And how about Elvis? I don't think he killed Carol. Carol never would have stood for it. And it sounds as though you may have to do the devil's probabilities." "I hope not, sir. I'm terrible at them." "We all are, lad. It be cursed math that God never intended for the likes of we. Anyway, I suppose the 3rd person will be Mason, for suggesting a reasonable number of people for the team."
You're a great leader, sir. I wouldn't have it any other way.
"The rest of you, get Carol's body ready for a proper funeral. The man's done 80% of the work around here, and he deserves a proper send-off. Investigation squad, report to me when you have something to say." And with that, the captain departs. The crew throws a tarp over Carol, and they move him off the path and slightly into the woods for later.
That was pretty clever, Lowry, considering that you're probably the murderer.
Wait, Lowry killed Carol? Why, Lowry? I was with Mason almost the entire time.
But not the entire time, and let's not pretend you wouldn't do it.
He was folded in half backwards, and he was the biggest man on the ship. Look at these little arms I've got. You think I could do that?
Well, if you press me on it, I could think of ways you'd pull it off.
I guess we should do our due diligence and start by questioning each other. Does Lowry have a motive to kill Carol? Yes. I'm jealous that he's been the favorite ever since Syphilis Sam died. When does Lowry get the spotlight? Okay, so you have a motive of jealousy. That's right, but I always knew that Carol was too big to kill alone. Okay, so he was too big to kill alone. But your alibi is that you were with Mason. That's 2 people. You could have overpowered him.
I was in the bar getting water from Missy, and I'm way too lazy to overpower Carol.
Okay, hang on. I pop in the Missy Prestige. Hey, Missy, was Mason in here getting water? Yeah, he was pretending to celebrate by drinking water. All right, thank you. Okay, I guess that checks out, and Mason doesn't have a motive. If I were going to kill Carol, I'd want to make it look like an accident.
Lara, do you think you should maybe wait for a lawyer or something?
Nah, lawyers just get in the way. Stop implicating yourself, Lowry. Nothing you say to the cops can help you, Lowry. Just let me do my thing, man.
I'm just saying we're starting to build a strong case around you. Like, it's circumstantial, but it is strong.
Well, fine, hang me on it. But you guys are going to look awfully stupid when you realize you got the wrong guy. Should we really be suspecting a player character?
Yes! Do you remember the Dante's Inferno game?
You reveal you're secretly the devil one time, and then from then on, you're always a possible culprit.
We were trying to escape you, and you were a party member. I can't trust either of you. I know Elvis really wants to play the betrayal one day.
It's true. I love Dante's Inferno. I want to be the secret bad guy. Try to keep it in character, guys.
Alright, but Paul, you're not denying it could be Lowry.
You only know what your characters know. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Well, Lowry is insisting that he has a motive.
That's right. And also a journal detailing how I'd kill Carol and any other members of the crew. And how I'd get away with it. But really, it's just an anger thing. I've never acted on it. Do you guys want to read my ideas? I think some of them are pretty cool.
Fine, give me the journal.
Alright, here you go. I keep it in my back pocket.
Lowry, these ideas are terrible.
I don't believe you. Did you look at them? Tell me what's terrible about them.
It says you'd kill the captain by making enemies with Peter Pan.
Yeah, and it's genius. Peter Pan only killed the captain because he was the main antagonist, and the captain had a name. The rest of the pirates were just background decoration. They all lived.
Peter Pan isn't real.
He's real to good boys and girls, Mason, if you believe and clap your hands.
You're thinking of fairies.
You wouldn't know. You don't believe in him. And you're not a good boy or girl.
Neither are you. And the captain doesn't believe in Peter Pan either.
Oh. Well, you've got me there. I think Peter Pan doesn't have any power over him then. And that's especially bad since Peter Pan can't come unless you invite him.
No, now you're thinking of vampires.
Guys, what if I killed Carol?
Don't even start. You don't have motive. What would be your motive?
Well, I just realized I'm kind of jealous of Carol, too.
Look, we were all jealous of Carol. He was a huge, manly man, and all the women on the island loved him, and he was the captain's favorite. If we start hanging pirates based on who's jealous of Carol, there's going to be no one left on the island because Carol's dead, and he was the only one who wasn't jealous of Carol.
Missy might live.
No, she was jealous of his ability to sleep as soon as he laid down.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that, too. How does he do that? That guy just sleeps on command. Well, he's dead now, so he's sleeping forever.
Yes, thanks, Elvis and Lowry. That brings us up to speed. So I think we can conclude that Elvis has no motive, Lowry's an idiot, and we're going to botch this investigation so hard that the captain's going to hang us anyway.
If you guys want to save yourself by blaming me, I'll understand. Mason, I thought you wanted to hang yourself.
Yes, but as a vicious attack on my enemy's morale, not as a punishment.
Okay, hang on. I've got questions about hanging yourself. What if the enemy misunderstands why you're doing it and they think you're punishing yourself?
Why would they think that? What's unclear about hanging yourself as an attack?
Can we please stay focused on the investigation?
You're the one who derailed everything by implicating yourself under questioning.
It's not even a real court. It doesn't matter. Just hang me. I'm ready to die.
You're trying to take my thing. You're trying to get hung to demoralize us as an attack, but I'm not going to fall for it. I'm going to prove you didn't do it. Paul, I examined the body a little closer. Is there anything weird or outstanding about it?
Yeah, there's a very wide set of teeth marks on him, which implies he must have been mauled by some kind of large animal.
Aha! Lowry, you are not a large animal.
Those could still be my teeth. You haven't proven anything.
Unless you're a werewolf who only works under the light of exactly 4:63 p.m. or whatever this happened, I don't think so.
First of all, 4:63 p.m. is not a real time, and second of all, alright, you got me, I'm innocent. Are we allowing werewolves as a consideration?
That or a gorilla, I guess. Paul, 2 questions. Do hippos live around here, and do I see any footprints?
You've never seen a hippo on the island, and you also don't see any footprints.
All right, gentlemen, I figured it out. Carol was killed by a flying hippo.
Hippos are herbivores, Mason. It had to be a flying werewolf.
This from the guy who believes in Peter Pan.
A lot of herbivores are opportunistic predators. You know, horses will eat baby birds and bird eggs. I bet hippos would eat people.
See, Elvis sees the logic. He agrees.
Except it didn't eat Carol, it just killed him. Maybe Peter Pan got him.
Again, animal teeth.
Peter Pan, but he was bitten by a werewolf.
That's stupid. There's no such thing as Peter Pan.
Then how does the werewolf fly, Mason?
With fairy dust and a happy thought.
Okay, so that's a Peter Pan werewolf. That's how Peter Pan flies.
It's clearly just a werewolf that's like Peter Pan, but not actually him, because Peter Pan is a fictional character like Sherlock Holmes.
Is Sherlock Holmes fictional? I thought he was based on a real person.
The story of Sherlock Holmes is set in London, which is a real place, just like Peter Pan is set in Neverland, which is real, but there's no such person as Peter Pan.
All right, I think I understand what page we're on now. So what we're going to tell the captain, based on our Sherlock Holmes-style deductions...
Who is not a real person, but London is a real place.
Who's not a real person, right. But based on our deductions, we're going to tell the captain a flying werewolf from Neverland swooped in, murdered Carol, but left his body as a warning to the rest of us.
Okay, fine. It's the most plausible thing we've got, but we'll gather more evidence. Somebody must have seen something. Why did the werewolf not attack us before?
Maybe the treasure is cursed.
No, Elvis, that's dumb.
I'm just saying we got a bunch of treasure, and then a werewolf attacked. What else has changed?
A lot of things. Like, Brendan cut his hair.
You think that would have angered a flying werewolf?
I don't know. I've never met one. Everyone's so excited about the money, and if we tell them that it's cursed, they're gonna hang us anyway.
Well, I bet that Alphonse guy would know. Let's go ask him.
I guess that's better than a hanging that won't cow anyone into submission for me. Paul, we go to the prison.
Along you go, down the wooden island pathways, palm trees swaying in the wind. An uncomfortable silence has settled over the area. A brick-and-mortar jail cell awaits, and inside, the damp and crudely fashioned building with a rebar cage, is an angry-looking man who's been stripped down to his underwear. He looks up and says, "You call this accommodations? There's practically nowhere to sit, and if it weren't so nice out, I'd be cold. Fluffins and I have never heard of such poor lodgings. There should be a law against this."
Well, there is, actually. Probably several.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'm going to report you as soon as I get off the island. This is ridiculous. I hope you people go bankrupt.
Yeah, about that, we stole a bunch of your stuff, and,
You killed Carol! Admit that you killed Carol! Are you insane? I've been locked up this entire time.
Paul, I checked the door. Is the cell locked?
No, it's not. Oh my heavens, I could have walked out at any time!
Yeah. I hope you'll consider that when you give us that 1-star rating. You're gonna look pretty dumb when it turns out you're basically stuck in a bathroom because you couldn't think to operate the door.
Speaking of, where is the bathroom?
Well, most hostages just use the corner.
The corner of the cell? Is the corner what you call a proper bathroom?
I mean the corner of the cell, which makes the cell itself kind of like a bathroom.
Okay, that is going in my review.
Look, review it however you want, but I want to know, is your jewelry cursed?
Please, if it were cursed, why would I wear it? What even happened? I suppose one of you choked to death on a cherry in your celebratory Manhattans. Missy won't let us have cherries.
Yeah, she says fruit has to be imported, and she says that cherries stain.
That's absurd. Next you'll be telling me I won't be getting a lemon with my water.
You won't. And that is absurd. Every restaurant gives you lemons for free, but she won't. Also, you got that bucket of water there. That's for drinking.
It's for drinking?
Yes?
But it didn't come with a lemon.
I have complained up and down about that. Internally, in my head, I don't want to upset Missy.
How was I to know? I have been using that bucket as a toilet. I've already peed in it.
Well, that really sucks, dude, because that's your drinking water.
Personally, I like mine without the lemons. Well, Fluffins and I need a new bucket. And I'll pay extra for the lemon if I have to. I am not an animal.
We don't have any lemons. Missy won't keep them stocked.
This is barbarism. I refuse to be hostage to this.
Well, guess what? You're not even getting more water, because you didn't answer my question about the curse.
I did so. I said there was no curse. Now get me a new bucket at once.
I'm not your maid.
Hang on. Let me have your bucket. Finally! Service! He hands you the bucket. Pee in the bucket. Hand it back. Here you go. What? Well, I could have done that myself. What was even the point of that? It was out of spite. Really? Well, this is just some second-rate spite, then. You didn't even force me to drink it. Honestly, what is this, amateur hour? Look at me. Look, I'm holding an entire bucket full of urine now. You handed it back to me with no oversight. Suppose I doused you with it. Don't you dare do that. Oh my god, he's an experienced hostage. You see, you've basically given me a biological weapon.
All right, you're assuming that we're not going to kill you if you throw that urine on us.
Well, won't you? You're trying to secure a ransom, which means I have to be alive. That means fear alone won't do the trick. Weren't you going to cut off my fingers? Whatever happened to that?
I forgot. Okay, it's been a busy day. Some big stuff happened.
Some big stuff happened to you. Well, I was captured by pirates, who didn't even lock my jail cell, they're so negligent, and they can't be bothered to procure lemons. Well, if we did, we'd wring 'em out in your eyeballs. Please. I'll believe that when I see it. Oh, wait, no, I won't, because my eyeballs would be full of lemons. I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Shut up. We don't need lemons. We have plenty of other awesome fruits that we could squeeze into your eyeballs.
Like what, coconuts?
Yes, like coconuts. We can't see for coconuts. We got so many coconuts. What do you want, coconut milk in your eyes?
I'd like to see you go through the trouble. I bet you don't even know how to open a coconut.
I'll show you. You wait right there. Paul, I storm out.
Oh, don't forget to lock the doors this time.
Ooh. Go back in and lock the door. Come on, guys. Go outside. Start climbing a coconut tree. Gonna show you coconut. I'll show you how to open a coconut. Open your coconut.
Mason, I think maybe he got under your skin. Maybe we should just ignore him. I feel like that would probably make him angrier than pouring coconut milk in his eyes.
I can't just ignore him. Did you hear how he talked to me?
It was very rude. But in fairness, I did try to make him drink pee, so I'm not sure who's the bad guy.
All right, listen. Lowry, as a pirate, the answer to the question of who's a bad guy is always the other guy. Whoever made you mad is wrong.
What about among the crew?
He's not crew, so that's not relevant.
Are we not supposed to blame ourselves for stuff?
I don't. Paul, do I have that coconut yet?
Yeah, you got the coconut.
All right, hop down and smash it open.
You spill coconut juice everywhere.
Gosh! Dang it!
Mason, maybe you should use a corkscrew.
You can't corkscrew a coconut, Elvis! You need a drill!
A corkscrew is a type of drill.
It's meant for corks!
Well, what's a coconut shell but a type of cork?
You know what?
I mean, I think that tracks. That keeps the juices in.
I don't know what. Paul, go to Missy. Hey, Missy, can I get a corkscrew?
Fine, here you go. What do you need a corkscrew for, Mason?
I gotta get coconut juice out of this coconut.
What's that got to do with the murder?
Oh.
'Cause it looks like you're just gonna break my corkscrew.
It won't break.
The corkscrew breaks.
Elvis, I told you!
I never said I was a coconut expert. Why do you need the coconut?
To pour it in Alfonso's eyes.
Who's Alfonso?
Our hostage.
Are you torturing him for information about the murder?
Kind of. Actually, I guess it's just more like torture in general.
All right. Tell me what you've learned so far about the murder, Mason.
Well, we think a werewolf did it.
A flying werewolf. From Neverland. Okay. I don't think the captain is gonna like that conclusion. I also don't think he's gonna believe you put in a lot of effort.
Well, it's pretty good logic if you'd been there for our discussing the evidence that we gathered in the past hour or so. I don't expect us to be that far in. Do you have another corkscrew?
I'm not gonna give you another corkscrew. Have you considered talking to the other guys who saw Carol last?
Who saw him last?
I don't know. I was in here with you.
Well, then that's not very helpful, Missy. Thank you, but no thank you.
Oh my god. She takes away your coconut, cracks it with a coconut knife, and pours the milk into a glass. It's actually not that much fluid.
Man, this is a ripoff. I need at least a tall glass.
What you need is to figure out who killed Carol.
It was some kind of animal.
Or was it a person dressed up as an animal? Wow, Missy. You seem to know a lot about dressing up as an animal and killing Carol. Suspiciously a lot. I was in here with Mason and Lowry. I'm just trying to help you idiots get on track. Well, that doesn't rule you out as a suspect.
Are we doing this right, Paul? I get the feeling you were kind of going for some kind of, murder mystery.
You guys are doing great. It's going exactly how I imagined, and with any luck, by the end of tonight, we'll have answered some big questions about the stars and the universe, and the killer will realize this was all just a terrible mistake.